up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, tune in to Big Brother Brian, or you can call him Big Brother Bree. What's poppin' on the latest eps for the live feeds? He got what you need. Just to make a long story short, you don't fuck with him, you don't fuck with me, cause he running shit like a relay. You can catch him on replay, but it's so live when he go live. All facts, no lie. When it comes to that BB fam, you know I gotta support mine. If you come with that disrespect, wonky at your neck like bow tie. Anybody wanna step to us, then I wear them up like boat rides. But bruh, I swear that he's a Big Brother almanac. You ain't even got a second guess, he come with all the facts. I ain't even playing, so tune in if you can. And that Big Brother Bride fam, proud to say I'm part of that. Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building. Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, tune in to Big Brother Brian, or you can call him Big Brother Bree. What's poppin' on the latest eps for the live feeds? He got what you need. Just to make a long story short, you don't fuck with him, you don't fuck with me, cause he running shit like a relay. You can catch him on replay, but it's so live when he go live. All facts, no lie. When it comes to that BB fam, you know I gotta support mine. If you come with that disrespect, wonky at your neck like bow tie. Anybody wanna step to us, then I wear them up like boat rides. But bruh, I swear that he's a Big Brother almanac. You ain't even got a second guess, he come with all the facts. I ain't even playing, so tune in if you can. And that Big Brother Bride fam, proud to say I'm part of that. Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building. Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, Triple B up in the building, yeah. King up in the building, whole team up in the building, yeah. We up in the building, tune in to Big Brother Brian, or you can call him Big Brother Bree. What's poppin' on the latest eps for the live feeds? He got what you need. Just to make a long story short, you don't fuck with him, you don't fuck with me, cause he running shit like a relay. You can catch him on replay, but it's so live when he go live. All facts, no lie. When it comes to that BB fam, you know I gotta support mine. If you come with that disrespect, wonky at your neck like bow tie. Anybody wanna step to us, then I wear them up like boat rides. But bruh, I swear that he's a Big Brother Almanac. You ain't even got a second guess, it come with all the facts. I ain't even playing, so tune in if you can. And that Big Brother Bride fam, proud to say I'm part of that. Triple B up in the building, King up in the building, whole team up in the building, we up in the building. Triple B up in the building, King up in the building, whole team up in the building, we up in the building. Triple B up in the building, King up in the building, whole team up in the building, we up in the building. Triple B up in the building, King up in the building, whole team up in the building, we up in the building.
Hello? Hello? Hey, what's up? Hello, neighbors. Neighbors, I guess. Neighbors. Won't you be my fucking neighbor? How was everybody today? Oh, should I do this? Should I do that? Should it be this way? Should it be that way? Let's try it this way. I don't know. Sid, what do you think? Sid's pissed. I don't know if any of you saw Sid on his premiere video tonight. Sid the Iron Bunny was kind enough to do an intro tonight for me. Had to pay him. He does like cameos and stuff. I didn't realize I had to pay the motherfucker, even though I house the motherfucker. I give him a place. I give him shelter. I give him warmth. He's free of dust and mites, moths, things of that sort. By the way, Wonky is here for now, and Wonky's leaving. Wonky's leaving.
Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Bye, everybody. Okay, there we go. Thank you for coming down. Love you. Have good sleepings.
I got a great paper.
Oh, yeah. Wonky sounds kind of sick. She's just very cold. She's got, like, I don't know, chills. I don't know if that means that she's going to be sick or she's just cold. But when she's cold, she sounds like she's got a cold. So, but she did wake up from a nap. So when you wake up from a nap, sometimes you're very cold and you just are chilly, and well, that's what happens. So, hope you guys had a good day. It's Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. Kind of weird because there was an eviction tonight, so it's kind of throwing me off on my days. But yeah, we had an eviction tonight, and it was Adam. So yeah, there didn't no shocker there. But truly, I mean, I can say at least statistically, I know statistically he probably is going to be in the top 5, I would imagine. I would imagine. Well, I mean, I don't know for a fact. Okay, I'll have to look up my numbers or do some searching. But Big Brother Canada house guests, he probably is in the top 5, definitely top 10 of victories in a season for comp wins. I would imagine that certainly would be the case. And he got taken out. Done under the Great Dane, it happened. So there's another notch in his belt. And Anthony, the guy who's never sat on the block, took out the guy who has all these comp wins and victories and all this shit. Now, to watch those three tonight having the discussion about Adam's demise, well, even I found it a little bit difficult to watch. Just because I really do think those guys care about each other. I really do. I believe they do have a brotherhood of sorts. But you could tell when Dane was fake crying, and you could tell when Dane was not fake crying. You could tell when Anthony was fake crying, and you could tell when Anthony was not fake crying. And they were okay with making that move. As a game move, strategically as game, they're going to be cold. They're going to be cold. They're going to be dead-hearted, cold-hearted. And they had to be. To take out this guy. They had to be. They had to go against their final three idea. They had to go against that. And Adam understands. At least I think he does. It seemed like he was okay enough with it that he could keep a grin on his face, a smile on his face. I'm kind of curious as to why they didn't show goodbye messages. Because I think that is as important as any other person that goes out of the house, that goes to jury. They get to see a GBM from, a majority of who's left in the house. You should be able to get that GBM if you're at fourth place, and especially if you got shafted like he did. I say shafted. I mean, he didn't really get shafted. He got to a point in the game where he had to get cut. And it was the best thing for everybody in that was left in that game to get rid of him, so therefore that's the way it went. And Kiera comes across with no blood on their hands at all. That furthers Kiera's game for making it this far without really having to do much, other than keep themselves alive. So Kiera is truly the cockroach of the season, in the sense that they just keep coming back. They keep plugging along. No problem. Seen the block 4 times. All 4 times by Dane. Remember that, folks. All 4 times by Dane. And I've been saying, well, there's no way that Kiera can win against Dane, head-to-head. But one thing Kiera could say that might get people to scratch their heads a little bit, if somehow Kiera and Dane end up in the final 2, they could say, this guy here put me on the block 4 times. He couldn't get me out 4 times. If they said that, might it change a couple of people's minds? Maybe, maybe not. Because certainly if Dane's in the final against Kiera, he has 3 votes automatically from these guys. And then all he needs is just one more. Just one more sympathetic figure to his cause. Esty, there you go. That's 4. Dane makes the final 2. He is going to win no matter what. No matter what. Dane will win the game. It doesn't matter right now if he stabbed Anthony in the arm and kicked him out of the house. He'd still win. He'd still win. If he kicked Kiera in the ass with a steel-toed boot really hard, they might still vote for him because they respect the game that much. I know I'm talking nonsense, but what I'm just saying is Dane is going to win the goddamn game. If he's in the final 2, rest assured, he'll win. Just a matter of by what the margin is. So, Anthony, well, your only chance is against Kiera. That's it. So let's give some shout outs to the folks here and say hello. We got Tommy T. Hello. Debbie Bernfeld. Hello. My dearest Swedish friends. Hello. Put some Swedish flags up, everybody, if you can find them. Actually, not tonight. Swedish flags, no. Flag of the night. Flag of the night will be Greece. Greece is the word. Tonight's flag of the night, folks, Greece. Find the Greece flag emoji and put it in the chat. Let's do that in honor of Zeta. So we've got Tommy, Debbie, Yankee. Yankee, I forgot to talk to you about something on the side. Shit. I'll send you a text during the show here somehow. There's Chuck. How you doing, Chuck? Oh, no problems, Chuck. No problem. I figured you were busy. Z. There's Z. Margot T. AB, what's up? Hey, Sarah. No, not you. I said Sarah, not Siri. Deb Jordan, what's up, girl? Hey, Denise, how you doing? Welcome back to Denise. Good to see you. I haven't seen you a few days. But I did talk to Denise today. Good call with Denise. Had a good conversation with her. CD1. There it is. She is. There she is. I love it when I see A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D. It's like, okay, well, at least we can remember the first four letters of our alphabet here in the room. C, D, A, B, F, G, E. I don't know. All right, there we go. So let me look at my pictorial history of the evening here. And let's kind of go with... what I do is I take snapshots during the game, during the show. That's just kind of flashcards for me to go through the episode. And they're talking about how it's been 60 days plus, and showing the anger and the frustration and the struggles that they've all been going through, and how they've, some have fallen in love, and how, secrets have been in the house, and the thrashing and pounding of the cardboard boxes in the archive by Adam when he was pissed about Sam going up or him going up. So it was really a nice, interesting opening to the show that took care of everything in like 60 seconds for an opening, without having to throw too many of the other folks, the folks that weren't in the game very long, having to throw them and roll them all in. That's what the other episode was for. So I liked how they did that. And of course, we get to see Adam, win, or we get to see different emotional moments of vetoes being one. The why is my head failing me on this name? The pretty boys being formed, and going on almost to the final four, and then Mark getting cut. Of course, we go through all of that, but then we get Arisa coming up on the screen. Everybody goes, uh-oh. And that's when the feeds were cut a few days ago. So I think it was Friday or Saturday. It was Friday. Friday or Saturday. That they cut the feeds on us. And they said, we'll have no more feeds for the rest of the season. Wow, okay. Well, I've been wondering why and how. Pardon me. I've been wondering why and how the Canadian game has been so tight-lipped about who actually got evicted. We didn't get any form of confirmation at all. Any rumor. Anything. Other than what we got on the feeds at the very end when they cut him off. That Anthony and Dane were saying something along the lines, it's time to get rid of the Marine. It's time to cut the Marine, something to that effect. And then you had Arisa coming up on screen shortly after saying that Final 4 will turn to Final 3 within the hour. And so that's where the episode then retreads and goes back in time over the past couple of days to see how everything played itself out, including the veto comp, the veto ceremony, and then the eventual follow-up to current. What I found was the reason why there was no leak. That episode was done without a studio audience. If you paid close attention, you didn't hear any cheers. You didn't hear any oohs and ahs. And when they cut to Arisa, they made it short cuts so that they were cutting short angles. And you could tell, though, by looking carefully enough, there was nobody there. It was just her on that stage. So it was a closed set, closed production set, everything and everyone in that booth and on the production of that staff, those were the only people that knew what happened. So they kept it in-house for that long without it really being officially let loose that Adam was gone. So I guess I have to give a tip of the hat to Global and to production for letting that stew for us, as all of us as fans. I have to give them credit. Because usually you get somebody that slips that shit out. And I suppose in Canada, they're more tight-lipped. And good for you guys. As a reporter on the game, I would have liked to have had that knowledge that he was damn well for sure gone. Because then that would have given me a little bit more way of transversing the next night or two. But all right, that's okay. Good, you threw a curveball at me, Canada. That's all right. So where do we go from here? We have the final 3 HOH that starts, or has probably already started. There's probably already been a first part winner. And actually probably a second part winner. So the first two parts of the three-part HOH have already probably been played. And we'll just be waiting to see how those play out. Then watch the the third part play out live. And then, of course, you have your jury questions, and then you have your eviction, you have your jury questions, and then you have your pleas for why I should win, and then you have your vote. If you want to put Las Vegas odds on this, considering the first part of the three-part HOH is usually, at least, now I'm going on American standards here, I'm assuming endurance. I'm going to guess that Dane will probably win the endurance, whatever it is. because usually it requires either strength, stability, and/or stability, and/or a certain height to weight ratio. And Dane fits all three of those. So for something that's going to be, hold on to something for a long time, Anthony's tall bulk body is not going to do that. So if it's standing on a wall or anything that's tipping back and forth where you have to hold on and grip for your life, he ain't going to make it. If it's a matter of putting your big feet on little tiny posts and stepping and holding and gripping on with your large fingers onto these tiny little things, he ain't going to make it. And Kiera is not strong enough to generally make it through any of those type of things. So you're going to give that one to Dane, assuming that that's what that is. Now the second part is usually some form of physical puzzle, or physical slash puzzle slash memory comp. Now it could be based on days in the house, comps in the house, faces. I don't know. It could be a face morph. It could be, I don't know if they do their own version of the comics up in Canada. It could be any number of things like that. Now, for that, I would put my money on Kiera. They're better mentally in competitions. They are better at agility. They're going to be better at the agility as opposed to Anthony. So if it's something where you're climbing walls, or if you're doing any sort of bungee jump type of thing where you're, doing that, what I call thunderdoming it, where you're stuck in a bungee cord thing and you leap up and then come down to something and then leap up again. That's thunderdoming. That's like Mel Gibson did in that movie way back. If something is like that, that's definitely going to be up Kiera's lane. And Kiera is decent at puzzle comps, definitely over Anthony. Again, neither Anthony nor Kiera are comp beasts at all, because they've only won one comp each. 2 total. That's why I had 2 fingers. That's why I started there. However, I believe she will win that part. So when it goes to first and second, those two are going to go against each other in that final third part, which is memory. And usually, now I don't know how Canada does it, but for America, it's a usually fill in the blank of what a house guest would say, or what they would say about you, or one of those kind of things. Kind of the scales of justice we have in the U.S. game over the last 4 or 5 seasons that we've had that. So if you put those two together, you've got a Dane versus Kiera final HOH comp. Clearly, you'd have to favor Dane. But if it's something on what the other house guests would say, Kiera might be able to pull that out. They might be able to pull that out. And if Kiera wins, who does she take to the final? Who? I'm thinking she's gonna take Anthony. Because I believe they would take Anthony. Just simply because I think that, here it is, mark it on your bingo cards. At the end of the day, they can't beat Dane. They can't. Dane took 4 swings at them. And didn't take them out. And what better way to put another little star on your paperwork a little notch on your belt by taking out the Great Dane. If you take out the Great Dane in the final HOH, and you've played the game well, and fought back after being on the block 4 times under him only, just by him, and Anthony never saw the block, and you kept coming back, and you kept fighting and struggling, everybody's going to respect that. I would hope everybody would respect it at least. But they may still even lose because of the fact that there are so many people that would vote for Anthony to win. You've got these guys, if she cuts Dane out, there's 3 of these guys ready to vote for whoever's left. Anthony could just get 3 votes just because of this. I suppose, if that's going to be the case, so be it. Now, we had that video game for the veto. I'm going to tell you, folks, the video game for the veto was one of the most painful things to really watch. When it came to Kiera, what the fuck? When it came to Adam, what the fuck? And Adam only lost by 4 minutes. Only lost by 4 minutes. And Kiera didn't even... Did Kiera even finish? One of them didn't even finish. Yeah, there was a DNF on one of them. I'm trying to go through here. I'm trying to look at the many pictures I got, the snapshots of Kiera crying in each of the levels of the... And then Kiera kept on ramming their head. For those of you that would like to see an image of it, here's a nice picture of Kiera ramming their melon into the orange partition. There's a good picture of it for you. So, we love seeing others. It's Schadenfreude, folks. We love seeing the pain of others. Here we go. Here's another one. Full impact. Full impact right there. Look at that. Compression of the neck. They might need to have some spinal fusion done after that, or possibly even some being checked for CTE symptoms. That might be something to look at too. So yeah, Kiera was just not having it, and it was not having her. And I love the fact, I don't know if you guys caught this shit, but I caught it, and I got a picture of it, and I love it. Look at that. When they went to commercial, they went with the theme and they went to an 8-bit rendering of the Big Brother theme with a little Space Invader ship coming in to shoot at the 8-bit Big Brother house. And I thought that was fucking hilarious. And I loved that I got a little picture of that. Sorry, guys. So, yeah, time's up on player 3. That was, oh, that was Anthony. That's right. Yeah, Anthony had no score. That's right. That's what it was. And there was the screenshot that I got of Dane finishing his round, and he said, Pike's got that one. Meaning Adam, meaning he's got this one. And it ended up that it wasn't. He beat him by about 5 minutes, and that was just a giant, giant victory for him. And as you can see here, he was one pumped motherfucker, right? Look at that. He was pumped. He was happy. Took his teeth out for that. And then, of course, in better days, in days when they were all on the same frequency, there we go. They're posing for Canada, folks. Posing for Canada with that veto medallion. Oh yeah, proud. And then tragedy struck for Adam. And I did find it interesting, folks, that Adam was wearing Super Mario-esque looking attire, wearing the red overalls with the two uh, suspender straps. I found it interesting because he's got the mustache already. So I guess he was playing Mario. I was kind of surprised there was no Luigi or anything. We did have the jury house tonight, so we got to see Sam and Damien and Cory and Esty and all the other folks in there. And then we got to see the arrival of Mark. And then hot tubs and fornication coming up soon. That's what we got. So they're all promoting the special cores with orange shit in it. So yeah, if you want cores with orange juice in it, go ahead. There it is. You have it, Canada. I guess it's here too, probably. I would imagine they wouldn't make it just for Canada. Although maybe they will. I don't know. Yeah, because we put weird shit in our beer now too. Some they tell you to put an apple in it. Some they tell you to put a fucking lime in it. Some they tell you to put an orange in it. Some they tell you to put a lemon in it. I'm waiting for somebody to tell you to put some, like, what, fucking, I don't know, kiwi. How about that? Get original, folks. Come up with something. A pomegranate. Quince. A quince. Has anybody ever seen a quince? I don't think so. Where can you find them? I can't find on any of them. I don't know. People go, what's a quince? Look it up. It's real. So yeah, then we had our discussion, the three boys talking in the HOH where they broke the news to Adam. And of course, when they broke the news to Adam, this was his pretty boy, upside down pretty boy pose. So when you're going like this, or like this, and you're covering like this, that's not good. That means you're not in the pretty boys anymore. And he knew it. So of course, each of them went through their stages of crying in that situation, and they all gave little fist bumps to each other and had their moments. And then, of course, there was the vote, and they said their goodbyes to Adam after 60 some odd days of gameplay. Adam was evicted, and now you have the final three again, which is once more Dane, Anthony, and Kiera. Who will win? Let's see what you guys are saying in the room. Go back to where I was here. What the hell happened? I jumped out. I'll jump back in. There we go. Okay, so you guys, right now, if I gave you the rationale of Dane winning the first part of the HOH and Kiera winning the second part of the HOH, who would you say would win the third part? If it was Dane and Kiera, but they were going in the third part of the HOH against each other, going on the basis of what other house guests would say, or however they usually do it in the American game. If they were going off of a similar structure, knowing their house guests, what their thought processes are, memory, that kind of thing about the game, Who do you think would win between the two of those in that final 3 contest? AB is saying Dane. Hey, Robin, how you doing? Yankee is saying hi to Robin. Margot says Dane. Okay. Zeta says Dane. CD saying hands down Dane would win. He has more heart. Okay. And that's what I'm guessing most of you are going to say. Tommy's saying Dane. Robin Dane. Debbie's Dane. Deb Dane. Damn, everybody's going Dane. So none of you has confidence in Kiera at all. None of you? None. None of you thinks that Kiera has the capability of beating Dane. Well, the capability, I mean, clearly, I mean, she's not incapable. But none of you thinks that they would beat him in that. That's the one comp in a one-on-one. I feel that they could take Dane down. AB going, nope, zero zilch nada. No, Robin, I'm not saying I want Kiera to win. I would like Dane or Anthony to win the game. I've been saying that from, I mean, I did say my overall pick to win the game was Chelsea, and I was very wrong on that. Week 4, she was, 3rd week or 4th week, she was gone. Okay, I get that. So I fucked up. But I did say on the men's side that I thought either Dane or Anthony would win, and I was hoping that either Dane or Anthony would win. And I'm still holding to that. But I want to try to give Kiera more credit because I want to think that they are better than they appear to be in the game. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. Zeta, you might want to prepare for going to therapy because it's a possibility. I don't think it's likely at all. All right, here's my pie chart. Regardless of what happens, my pie chart says well, it depends on who wins the HOH. Clearly. Because they're going to make the decision as to who they take to the final. If Dane makes it to the final period, he's going to win. 100%. But right now, I would say there's probably a 75% likelihood that Dane will win the game. And I would say that there's about 25% that's split between Anthony and Kiera. I will say that there's a 20% chance that Anthony will win the game. And a 5% chance that Kiera will win the game. And the only reason I give them the 5% is because, depending on what is said and notes that are compared in that jury, you can never count out the complete blindside possibility of a fractured vote. And what I mean by a fractured vote is that you have a group, like these dudes, the pretty boys, that might splinter their thought process. Because Adam might be more, if it's Anthony and Kiera in the final 2, I could see Adam possibly voting for Kiera to win. And by that same token, Sam would do the same. But then again, we don't know. We really don't know. Until those votes are cast, nobody has a clue. But yeah, I do think it's kind of a 75% chance, if not better, that Dane will win the game. but you just have to be able to not fully count out those other two. Now I know, and I get you, Zeta. I get you. You're saying no way Adam votes for Spork. That's Kiera, by the way, for those that are not in the uninitiated, that are not aware of that name. Spork is the name that was settled upon by some in the chat for Kiera. I like to refer to them as they, them, or Kiera, but that's okay. I respect what you guys are doing there. That's cool. I do find it a little bit amusing. It may not be the most politically correct, but that's okay. Who am I to be politically correct, right? Deb is saying I just don't want Anthony to win. Yeah, he did get a little mouthy, and yeah, he did upset the apple cart a little bit. Of yeah, I don't know. Which of these votes would Anthony get? Okay, Samantha, Cory, Esty, Damien, Mark, Adam, Kiera. Well, okay, sir. So if you're assuming that it's okay, so AB is saying if it's Dane against Anthony. Well, shit. If it's Dane against Anthony, Dane would get maybe Mark's vote. AB, I think Anthony might get Mark's vote. And Cory's vote, possibly. Let's see here. I'm just looking back at what Zeta was saying before. The therapy thing, I like that. That was good, Zeta. That was good. Um, yeah, AB, I would say that's who I would say. I'd go with Mark for sure, and then maybe Cory as well. Hell, even Damien might even throw Anthony a vote because there was that whole breakup of the Hockey Brothers kind of thing where Dane was saying, "Yeah, you're fine, you're good," and then all of a sudden you're out. The fuck? He's like, what happened to the hockey bros thing? I mean, Big Brother is one of those things that it slides and it flows and it shifts and okay, Z. Zeta says, quote, for those of you not in the reading section of this video, if Dane doesn't win, I will be a bitch tomorrow night. Crying, laughing emoji. I believe that. Robin says, me too, Zeta. Oh, shit. No, then I'm going to have two in here. AB saying, wow, Zeta. Yeah, wow. I'm not surprised at that. I guess I'm not surprised at that statement. I'll gather my stones too, says CD. Oh, that's great. That's great. Oh, yeah, Deb, did you see that? Oh, and Sid was pissed because he wasn't standing upright. He was belligerent. He found those rumchatas that I drank. Well, he found just enough of a sip at the bottom that it was enough to intoxicate him because he's just a tiny little stuffed bunny. So he drank that and then he's like, "Hey, I'm doing your intro." I'm like, All right. And then, he had his chest light on, and he was like, I feel powerful. He goes, but I need to stand somewhere. And I'm like, well, dude, I'm not going to hold you up. I have to use the camera to record you, so you're going to have to stand up for yourself. And he's like, well, he goes, I'm not standing up for anybody. And I go, well, all right, well, fuck you then. I said, I can just go and get any of these motherfuckers in this room to do the intro tonight. Instead, you want to be a shit cunt and not do this, and you just want to be an idiot. And he goes, fine, what am I going to sit on then? I said, here, sit on this. And I stuck him on the tripod. And he's like, did you really need to shove that up my ass? And I go, dude, you're under contractual obligation. He's like, just get this over with. And I'm like, all right. So then we shot the footage, and it was on one take. To his credit, it was great. And he's a powerful Iron Bunny, but he's a powerful bitching Iron Bunny. All right, quiet. He was starting to give me some shit. He was whispering back there. He's like, I will kill you in the night. And I'm like, no, you won't. You won't. Because and now all I have to do is pump up the volume on that, and people will be able to play that back, and they'll hear you saying it. They'll hear you saying that. Do you know that? Freaking rude. Debbie will have to be our calming force. Flowers. Flowers. Oh, that looks like flowers. That's right. There you go. That's right. Pump up the volume. All right. Who can name the band that did that song? Pump up the volume. Pump up the volume. Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? I bet you don't know. AB, do you know? The band was called Mars with 2 S's. And it was punctuated M.A.R.S.S. Mars. Look it up. It's true. Grew up with that shit in high school. Thank you. Actually, no, one of the best reason I have for remembering that is that was one of the albums. I had a small collection of vinyl that I would bring with me to broadcasting school. When I was doing that, I went to broadcasting school right out of high school when I was 17. That whole year, the first year right after I graduated, the course started in July. I graduated in June. The course started in July, and I was done October of that year, or November, early November or late October, whatever it was. Yeah, and of course you have to, have your own vinyl that you might bring with you that you want to use for demos and transitions from plate to plate, from disc to disc. As you're going from one commercial into another, or you're going from one track into another. So, Pump Up the Volume by Mars was one that I had. Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic. And everybody could go, Technotronics! Technotronics! No, not Technotronics. Technotronic. And that's funny because that's probably where Jeff got the idea for that word, is because he had heard of the group Technotronic. Because when he put up the word Technotronics in that spelling contest back in Big Brother 12, or no, 11, I'm like, all right, that is showing his age. He knows Technotronic, the group, but he thinks that's a word. And but that's not a word, Jeffy. Sorry. Um, Zeta says, Yankee, I might need to drink watching tomorrow's finale. I'm serious. Bride, did you like the song 19 by Harold Faltermeyer? Yes. Wait, actually, was it Harold Faltermeyer that did that? No, 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 19. No, 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 19. No, 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 19. Trying to remember, was it Harold Faltermeyer? No, he did Axel F. AB, you're pressing me here. Let's see. Let me see. Hold on. You're pressing me in a good way. You're making my the cogs in here start to turn a little bit more than usual. Um. Ooh, was it Harold? No, it wasn't Harold Faltermeyer. He did Axel F. Or was it him that did it? Ooh. God, you got me on that one. I know the song. I know the song. That's fucked up. All right. Anyway, Paul Hardcastle. Fuck me dead. Shit. Yes, you're right. God damn. Paul Hardcastle. That's right. That's because that was like the only hit the motherfucker had. But yeah, you're right. Oh yeah, good catch. Good catch on that one. I like that. You stumped me. You stumped me. Hey, Dory, we found Dory. What's up? So Zeta asks Dory, you want to win? You want to win? You do you. You do you. You do you. You do you want to win? You do you. You do you want to win? You sound like JC when you say that. You do you want to win? Guy. Oh no, that's Josh. Wait, Josh comes in with Guy, and then you do you want to win? You do. You do you want to win? Get the metal spoon. Pump up the jam, pump it up. Please stop singing. Dory says, I want Kiera and Anthony. Kiera for the win. Wow. Zeta going, Zeta going with the Chris Tucker. Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? She's coming out with the with the large text, with the with the caps, all caps. Who do you want to win, Dory? Do you understand the words coming out of my mouth? Um, I'm Z. Oh Z. Oh Z. So Kiera and Anthony, huh? Kiera for the win, Dory says. So that's who Dory. Wow, interesting. Okay. Um, no, she's not yelling. She did that. I don't. I think she did it. I think she did that to yell to clarify. So, so I was clowning on Zeta. I was clowning on her, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Dory's clarifying here. I am not gay, but those people tortured Kiera the whole game. You know what, Dory? You do have a. I don't know if I would say tortured the whole game. Um, that first few weeks, yeah, yeah. I don't, they were they were kind of made to feel weird. But again, a lot of that they put on themselves though. To be quite honest, Dory, at least in my opinion. But I get what you're saying, and I agree to a certain point on that. Let's see. Yeah, Yankee, that's right. Yeah, there's no way. There was no other way that Jeff would think that that's really a word, Technotronics, other than thinking of the band Technotronic, because they did have 2 or 3 hits right there around 1990, and Jeff was 31 at the time, and that was 8 years ago, 9 years ago. He was 31 then. He's 40 now. 1990 would have been almost 30 years ago. So he was about 10 years old when that song came out. When that band was around, he was a little kid. He was bopping around to that shit. Even if he wasn't bopping around to it, he knew about the name. So, yeah. Because I was like 17 when that shit was 18 when that was the shit. So, that's just my... Um... Yeah, they were very respectful of Kiera. Absolutely. Absolutely. Very respectful. Very, very, very respectful. Um, Let me see here. I'm just going to check and see if I can find something. Hold on a sec here. Let's see. Um, yeah, that's what I'll do. Hold on. I do need to take care of something real quick. Hold tight for a moment. I'll give you a musical interlude for a moment. Play Pump Up the Jam by Technotronic.
Here's Pump Up the Jam, loop radio edit, by DONS featuring Technotronic, on Amazon Music.
I'll be back. This one's for Jeff. Make my day. Make my day. Make my day. Make my day, goddammit. Make my day. Okay, so there's our Pump Up the Jam interlude, courtesy of Jeff Schroeder, Big Brother 12, and so some technotronic. You know what I need is some technochronic. That's what I need. Um, right, Casey is not non-binary. Casey is just simply a lesbian female. Yes, as opposed to a lesbian male. Actually, I am a lesbian male. I love women. Um, yes. So I am a lesbian male. I love women. Um, so yeah. Just had to do a little checking on something there too. There was something in the oven. Um, Margot says Chelsea was using Kiera, I think. You know, Margot, I don't. I think that you might have something there to a certain degree. Um, on the emotional level, yeah. I unfortunately think that there was a little bit on the emotional level, but then there were also some times where it did really seem like Chelsea kind of did have something for Kiera, or see, there were moments that either Chelsea's really good at acting, or there were just slight little flickers, not flashes, but little flickers of moments where those two did seem to have things in sync very well, to the point where you'd almost say, I could see this happening, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Because Chelsea did say a few things to Kiera that were really deep things to say. Um, um, and I forget how the conversation went, but and I don't know the order in this. I don't know the order in the sequence of the conversation, but Kiera had said, "You're the one that I've always been looking for," and Chelsea had said, "You're the one that I let get away." And so it was like, wow, okay, that's kind of a deep thing to say for both of them. Could that be Chelsea playing into their emotions? Of course, it could be. But then again, it may be real. Well, that was not good. That wasn't very good. Well, that's not nice at all. Messed on myself. What I did was, I squeezed this and it became a dribble glass as soon as I fucking did that. Dumbass. Um, oh, let me shut this off here. Run my battery low. Um, yeah, Chelsea did like the attention. She really did. Um, Chelsea would have a breakdown if she didn't have mirrors. Yeah, Margot, that's a relatively accurate statement, I would say. I don't think Chelsea was as vain as Rachel Riley, or some other people that have been in the Big Brother house. But I've seen a lot of people that have been a lot more vain. Elena was a lot more vain than Chelsea. Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Think about Elena. When Elena in 18 or 19, I'm sorry, 19, man, she was awful. She was always in the mirror. Um, always, always, always. And when I saw the premiere episode, and I saw that, you know, uh, uh, look at this big silly dribble wet spot. Sorry about that, guys. Let's cover that shit up. Um, when Arisa came back and introduced, had the house gather together on that first night, everybody's in the living room, pretty much, or pretty close. And they're all gathering, and Arisa's still calling people, and Chelsea's still in the friggin' bedroom, putting shit on, looking in the goddamn mirror, and I'm like, I picked this bitch to win. I picked this bitch to win. Alright. And I knew I was fucked at that point. So that I said to Wonky, I go, yeah, I picked her to win. I'm screwed. And she goes, yeah, I think so. And then I mentioned it to Zeta, and Zeta agreed with me. Yeah, she's not going to last long. I'm like, yeah, I know. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Remember that talk, Z? Big dumb pretty boy. Yep, big dumb pretty boy. That's right. Well, I mean, Fessy was not dumb. Um, I mean, there are different levels of dumb for different situations that you can consider. I mean, I hate to name call, but I mean, he wasn't the brightest bulb in the cast, but I mean, a lot of people are cast for their just who they are. I mean, people are cast for who they are, and people are cast for what they look like. I mean, let's be honest. If Fessy was not as handsome of a dude, he probably would not have made that show. But if you took somebody with half the looks and had 5 times the brain, that person would be not as interesting. I don't know. I don't know how Fessy got into this. How did Fessy get into this? Um, because I was talking about Elena, so I was talking about 19. Then you guys talked about 20, so therefore we're up to... I see. I got it. Doesn't take much. He was not smart. Okay, AB, there you go. I'll accept that. I mean, I'll accept whatever you guys say. I don't have a problem with it. Hey, yeah, I said it. I said this to a couple of people in discussions, and I'll say it. I'll say it here publicly to you guys. You guys can say whatever you damn well want about whoever you want when it comes to. I mean, you've got your opinions about players. Go ahead and say them. I don't care. I'm not offended by it. I mean, I have found recently that I've got to put myself in check a little bit better about the way I cover the game. The way I do my coverage, I kind of feel that when I first started out, I was at the very, very beginning. When I first started out, I was doing my show and trying to be very, very respectful of every house guest as best as I could. But I did call it where I saw it on some people. But then I found myself over time becoming a little bit more loose And with time, you're going to loosen up. You're going to have a different way about you when you do this for a while. Your first month of airings is going to be a lot different than your second month, and then your fourth month is going to be a lot different than your second month, and your eighth month is going to be a lot different. And here we are, we're now about 10 months in plus on the channel, between this one and the other one, and so I've found that there's been an evolution in or a change in how I've delivered things. But now, with other things changing, I want to go back more to the basics, and be a little bit more, have a little bit more fun. And yeah, I'll still throw the curse words about. That's all part of me. But I'm going to try not to be as venomous about certain house guests, unless they really do something that really pisses me off bad. I really don't want to badmouth house guests. I mean, that's no way to make friends, right? Um, I'm not going to go in. I'm not that I'm looking to make house guest friends, because that's not the case. I mean, I'm a meager channel. So, if someday this channel grows big enough and I'm able to secure a interview or two, that's great. That's wonderful. But I want to do it the right way. So, um, that's why I try to stay clear of other words or terminology that I might not want to use myself. But you guys want to use it, fine, go for it, do it. It's cool. Um, I would draw the line at hate speech, of course. If there was ever anything that I ever found as hate speech, then I would certainly put the kibosh on it. Because, and I think, and my mods are that way as well. Um, my mods will not put up with hate speech, which, of course, we don't have a problem with in here generally. We don't have a problem with folks that are disruptive of that nature. Now, of course, I say that. I'm sure certainly we'll have some of that the next day or two. Because, of course, I say it, it'll happen. Maybe not. But I'm just saying, it's like, I love the fact that I now have 4 really awesome mods. I say 4. Wonky is the 4th. But between Yankee, Zeta, and CD, they are all very mature. They're all respectful of the game. They're respectful of the way I like to have the chat, about. And, if a person comes in and wants to start hate speech towards a person, they know they'll let that person have enough rope to make a couple of statements. And then as soon as they say something really egregious, or if they just don't conform to playing nice, whoop, they're gone. And it's okay. It's okay. I'd rather have mature individuals in here talking about the game that like it, love it, appreciate it, and want to have fun with it. Um, let's see here. Uh, let's see here. Okay. Just keeping up with the chat, folks. Bear with me for a moment. Um, Maybe to clarify here, folks, just because I see what's being said in the room here, I just want to clarify this for everybody. If you do type somebody's name fully, their screen name, it does come up with an emblazoned red underneath it. So if you're calling up, like if you're trying to say somebody's name, if you're trying to carry a conversation, I would just suggest, and this is just a suggestion, this is not a law, this is not a decree, it's not a amendment to the Constitution, but what I'm just asking is for folks out there, because when somebody would try to get my attention and type out my full, screen name, and that pops up in red, I don't know why they chose red, but it annoys the living fuck out of me. And so I can understand if somebody's seeing their name coming up in red, why that might bother somebody. So maybe as a suggestion, perhaps just say the first name of the person as opposed to the full screen name, or shortened version of it or something, just so that you're communicating, just maybe say that person's first name with a little punctuation or something, and then just go on from there, because it can cause some folks to see red. And you know what I mean by seeing red is literally you're seeing red. And it's, I don't know. I can just say that personally, when I see it, when it's directed at me, I don't like it. So I'm not finding issue with anybody. I'm just saying that's something that I do, that I might suggest that might help to keep things cool in the room. It's my attempt at being a air conditioner in the room. Um, no, Dory, you'll only see your name highlighted when somebody types your name out specifically fully. So if they put your full name as it shows on the screen, and if they type your full name, it will come up with that red, but only for you, because it's meant for you. It won't show up in red for all of us, but only you will see it that way. But that's why I'm making this comment, because I'm saying, to make it a little softer and nicer, not saying that, putting the whole thing, you guys do what you want. Well, it is a YouTube thing, but that's why I'm saying, AB, that maybe just shortening and not typing out their whole name, or whoever you're addressing, that it's easier. It's fine. They'll see it. I mean, if you're blaring it in red, it may not come across as favorable to that person. So that's why I'm just saying. Yes, it's a YouTube default thing that they do, but I'm just saying. That I don't know why who has an ampersand in their name? I don't know. Nobody. I mean, nobody has an ampersand in their name that I can see. So I don't know. Right. Robin just typed in Chuck's name, and then Dory just typed in Chuck's name, and Chuck just goes, "Oh," because now he sees his name in red twice. Bang bang. And so that's how that thing works. Zeta now just made Chuck's name red. But now Robin just saying Chuck, that will not come up as red. But what Robin, Dory, and Zeta said, all three of them will come up as red. And Chuck will probably be able to confirm that. Dory, you're asking, can you see all that? No. I just know that's how YouTube works. That's how YouTube works because, like I said, I'm one of those people that's annoyed by seeing the name in red. I mean, for those of you that are trolls out there, now you know one of the things not to do, or now that you know one of the things to do, so that you get yourself taken out of the room. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding when I say that. But yeah, that's how this shit works. That's all it is. Yeah, Zeta has one name, so it's always highlighted. Probably, yeah. Yeah, and Zeta likes it, and that's cool because Zeta's awesome that way. She's a lot more tolerant to shit, and I'm not. She really is. She's a firecracker, but she's a lot more tolerant to shit than I am. Of course, I I own it. Um, no, Debbie, that's fine, Debbie. You won't be seeing anything in red. It's all good. Zeta, go ahead and type Debbie's name in. Everybody type Debbie's name in right now. And Debbie, you'll see red. Let's play the game. Debbie Bernfeld game, everybody. Let's type in Debbie Bernfeld. And Debbie will be like, oh my. Wow. Look at the colors. Um, let's see. Uh, huh. Oh, I suppose AB. I mean, with a very short screen name, um, I suppose that would be the case. Yeah, because like with CD1, they've got CD1, so a one would not usually be included in that, a word or something like that. So, yeah, Chuck's is broken. Uh, all right, guys. Well, hey, it's right now. It's just getting to be about the witching hour on the East Coast. I'm going to shut it down for the night. So tomorrow is the finale of Big Brother 7 Canada. And we're going to have our final three comps. We're going to have a 2-hour finale on the, or at least on the air, there's going to be a 2-hour finale. Reunion and finale and all that stuff. My money's on Dane to win. With Anthony being a second place person. And I guess it's 20,000 or 25. Yeah, 20,000. It's only a fifth, right? $20,000, and that's 15 American. That's 15 American. 15. Eesh. So anyway, yeah, that's what they stand to win. But the Great Dane, I hope, really does pull it out. I hope really that he does, because he deserves it. He's earned it. He's played hard all year long. He's stayed true to his alliances for the most part. And he's played a pretty clean game for the most part. He's gotten his hands dirty like some people will have to do to get there. But he has just dominated the game, unlike, there are very few that have dominated the Canadian or American games like he has, and definitely a respectable competitor for sure. So, teeth or not, that guy is probably going to be your champion tomorrow night. If it's not him, it'll be very interesting to see who the winner is. So anyway, there we go, Chuck. Thank you. Chuck throwing the toe of the camel in red up at me. Um, Chuck, are you going to be awake tonight? If so, can I give you a call? Um, you guys have a great night. I hope you have a great day. We'll have tomorrow's episode starting at 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, 7:30 West Coast, the normal time. So we'll be here. And look at Chuck now. Chuck now learning. Oh, Chuck's now going to be dropping the reds. Oh shit! We made a monster. Uh, is Eda blowing kisses to Chuck? There we go. Um, you guys are awesome. You guys are funny. So anyway, thanks again for watching, folks. We'll be back tomorrow night, 10:30 Eastern, 9:30 Central, 7:30 on the West Coast. And until then, peace, love, and we'll see you later. And good night for the Wonky, and good night for Toe, and good night for all people that are typed in red. And Technotronics to all of you. Multiple levels of Technotronics. I think I'll start an electronics store called Technotronics.